Hello and welcome back to the colony with Man of the Antz. So today we're going to take a quick look at the demo for Ecosystem. Now Ecosystem's been on my radar for a little while because it's actually being published by Slug Disco, who are the developers of Empires of the Undergrowth. So because I follow them on Twitter, I see a lot of the GIFs that come up. As you can see on the screen there, this is a short demo and it's a game about life, about evolving virtual organisms who grow from synthetic DNA and live in a physically simulated ocean. Which kind of makes it sound a little bit like Spore, doesn't it? That's the kind of feel I get from it, but I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit more involved than Spore, shall we say. It seems to be based entirely in the ocean, as it suggests. Obviously, we will have to do the tutorial because I haven't got a clue what's going on, but I'm not sure how this is going to go because I've never actually played this, of course. But if you take a look at the Ecosystem Twitter, you can see the amazing little creatures that can just evolve all on their own. It's really fascinating stuff. So anyway, as it says, the fittest pass on their genes to their offspring, so over time the world you create will be filled with unique creatures adapted to it. Fittest is a word, it's a bone of contention in my particular household. My lovely wife is a PhD researcher, and this survival of the fittest mantra that everyone uses, she doesn't like that too much because fittest implies that it's the strongest. So it's not the physically strongest. That's not what the fittest means. It's the creatures that are the fittest fit for their environment, the ones that work best in the situation they're in, not necessarily the strongest. Anyway, going off on a bit of a tangent there, aren't we? Begin tutorial, please. So you can move the camera with the WASD keys. Perfect. Oh, I need to move more. There we go. A nursery is a shelter that can catch fertilized eggs and where the young can grow up safely. Catch fertilized eggs. To build one, we need to modify the landscape with the terrain menu with F1. I don't know if I've ever used F1 in a game before. That's an interesting and weird start. I'm going to put it right here on this little... No, not. Is it not? Oh, there we go. Double click. Raise one terrain is already selected, as is the stone terrain type. I'm guessing that's this bit down here, is it? Rock. Create a protected cove by painting steep banks on the terrain with the left mouse button. A nursery needs to be protected from two sides, so an L or U shape works best. Okay. Oh, so this isn't what I have here. Isn't the nursery thing? This is just. Okay. And I can see that it wants me to put the nursery down, but I want to finish off my little U shape first. Oh, now we have a percentage to nursery. How, oh, I went to, well, there we go. Yeah, so I could have made it a bit bigger, I think, then I wouldn't have had to make this so long by the look of it. Well, of course, we can just hold down the button to paint the walls in, which works a little better. Or can we... Well, I don't know what delete is because I went too far with that one. We're almost there, though. No, we're not. Lost a little bit. Oh my god, I keep losing it. There we go. So the right mouse button, holding it down, allows you to do this. I quite like this little overhang bit. You've made your first nursery. You can also select other terrain types from this menu. Smooth the terrain or dig into it. Ah, so wheel isn't zoom in and out, Q and E are. That confused me to start. We started you with a barren landscape, but soon it will become a thriving habitat. Open the creature creation menu. Oh, it's at the bottom there. The forager button should already be selected. Click in the nursery to seed some creatures. You can raise or lower the placement position with the mouse wheel. Place a lot, 10 or more, to get a good basis for a species. We'll put them right at the back here, shall we? I think I did 15, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 15. Life points. Oh, hello. Things are starting to arrive. Creating creatures costs life points, which we have up here in the corner. Your current life point count is displayed at the top left of the screen. Thank you, game. The life point cost of an action is displayed below in the menu. You earn more life points each time a creature eats a plant or animal, and also when one survives to the next generation. So all of these were the ones that I put down then? So a lot of them seem to be dying. That's what we're getting from this. New creatures have completely random physiology and neurology, but evolution will make their descendants into talented swimmers. The first few generations will feed on nutrients in the water, but eventually will become larger and switch to eating food you've placed for or other creatures. You can cycle through creatures by clicking on the species names that appear in the legend below the minimap. Oh, hello. So we have some misks, which I guess aren't proper species. And then we have these power pikes. And now we have these as well, which I guess have evolved. Or have they hatched, perhaps? Creatures need to eat to survive, so while you can seed as many creatures as you want, in the long term the population will depend on how much food there is. So let's place some now. Place the food source menu. Is it not going to come up with a tutorial tip? There we go. This menu displays the food sources you can create. Select any of them and paint 30 to 40 on the terrain by clicking and dragging. You can select more. You can select from more food sources by clicking the arrows or the maximize button on the right of the menu. You can select from more foods. Oh, I see, because it's like a stacked bar. Yes, I see. I see. Okay, well, let's make some of this. How do I know if I've made... Oh, this stuff's free as well. Oh, we'll have loads of it. I love that. That's beautiful. Oh, I can't make any more? Reach too much. What is this? Oh, it's gone. Every 2 food sources you place will allow your ecosystem to support 1 or more creature. Food sources that are eaten will grow back, so you don't need to worry about replanting them. Okay. Oh, the cost depends on where you place the plant, look. Interesting. So are the what are they called? The pikes? They weren't pikes, were they? Something like that. But they've gone. So we only have the telehanas now. The teleanas. Creating food sources cost nutrients. Your current nutrient count is displayed at the top left. The nutrient cost of a food source is displayed below it in the menu. You earn more nutrients by completing milestones. So that one is building up to having a child. Look, 40%. Oh, power pikes. Power pikes are back. I wonder if it depends where your camera is then. Is that what shows what'll arrive there? No? Don't know what that is. A mating ground is where creatures go to lay and fertilize the eggs that will make up the next generation. To create one, open the terrain menu again. I will. I'm just going to put a little... Oh, it's not going to let me do anything. Oh, I wanted to play around with that a bit. Okay. Terrain menu. Yes. Yes, terrain menu. Are there shortcuts I wanted to change these sizes? Oh, hello. The Teleana have matured. Select food sources for them to specialize in. Well, oh yeah, that. A variety of food sources allow for more unique traits, but when 2 species compete over the same food resource, one often drives the other extinct. The selected food types will support a population of 0. Oh, bug. Although, because I wasn't selected. Okay. Of 40. Okay. So they're now evolving. Select the mating grounds box and then select foragers from the secondary menu that appears. Oh, the power pikes have matured. Okay, well, you're going to compete with the teleanas. Enjoy. So this is the mating ground, and then it was the forager submenu, like that. Zone out a mating ground by clicking and dragging onto the terrain. Mating grounds need to be fairly large. So we'll have those over this, like over here. Let's have them here. Ooh. That's your sexy bed. Let's try interacting with an existing creature. Open the interact menu. F4. Drag. Boost. Cull. You can cull a creature you don't like by pressing the cull button. and then click on the creature you want to remove. You can boost a creature you do like, feeding it and giving it many offspring by pressing the boost button and clicking on the creature you want to aid. You can move a creature somewhere else by pressing the drag button. Hold shift to move it vertically. Interaction also costs life points. So that's the Teleanas, isn't it? And then the power pikes are these. Oh no, I'm confused now. The power pikes are the green fishy looking ones, yes. Who don't look like the best swimmers, but they must be doing okay. I love how you can see them all grazing there. And then the Teleanas, and these ones here. It's sort of blue, sideways, eely looking things. Predators and prey. Predators eat other creatures to survive. Keeping them from either starving or driving the prey to extinction can require a subtle touch. If prey food sources are spaced out, their population will also be more dispersed, and this will make them more resilient. Conversely, concentrated prey makes things easier for predators. You can save a creature to disk by clicking on it and then pressing the save icon in the info panel that appears. You can spawn saved creatures from the creature creation menu, even from previous games. Milestones unlock new nutrients and large life bonuses. They are gradually unlocked as your ecosystem grows in size and biodiversity. You can view a list of milestones by pressing escape. Well, you have to hit it a few times to close all the menus. Continuous rewards for surviving, fertilizing, eating, and predator eating. And then a milestone, a forager species has established a foothold in your ecosystem. A predator species has established a foothold in your ecosystem, or your ecosystem has a population of 100. So those are the first milestones we need. What's this? Oh, I see. That's just a bit of a weird. That's because I've turned the. Yeah. So this is a bit more what the mini maps expecting the there to be. You're now on your own. Create more food and foragers. Grow a population of predators. Further alter the terrain and do anything else you can imagine. I will. Let's alter some terrain. Replace, that's going to be smooth, and that's going to be, so let's, I'm not necessarily trying to create seeding grounds. Just want to mess with the terrain a little bit, really. But I suppose we may as well create a seeding ground whilst we're at it. And then I might put a little bit of a, make the brush size a bit smaller. A little bit like a barrier around this one. Like that. Love it, love it, love it. And then we've got these different terrain types. We've got a pale reef, which looks a little bit like this. This would be our little reefy area. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What else have we got? Dark sand. Let's have a patch of dark sand here. Red reef. We'll put red reef over here. Normal sand. I'm assuming that's what we've already got. Yeah. Dark rock. Ooh. We'll put a little bit of dark rock just here, just connecting. We'll build a little overhang. Yeah, we'll build a little overhang with it. Beautiful. And we've started creating a nursery over here, look. Sort of by accident. So let's cut this food source a little bit. Make a bit more of a nursery there. We got some yellow grass. Looks a little bit like that. Let's pick the flattened. Oh, we can't. Muddy sand. Which looks just kind of moist. Standard grass. Tall, dark grass. But I guess this is not something that acts as a food source, though. And then we have tall grass, which looks like that. And we can have square or round. Oh, the square is a lot more, yeah, square, I suppose. Okay. Okay. Is there a way of making... Oh, yeah, holding down shift makes the scroll go faster. We have one fish left. That's not very good, is it? We need more fishes. We definitely need more fishes. Was it 3? Yeah, so let's That's foragers, right? Let's have a few foragers over here. And then we have filter feeders and predators, scavengers, crustaceans, and saved. So let's go with predators. We're insufficient life points. Oh, we spent all of our life points. Oh dear. Okay, we need stuff to happen. So we have some creatures that are being born from our lovely little eggs. Now it said they'll just live on filter in the sea to start with. I assume that it applies to predators as well. So we have a number of species now, look. Now the Telehanna is the only one which is surviving from before. I want to save the Telehanna. Look at that picture. Oh, that's nice. You can actually rotate it. Oh, that's really nice. But yeah, that, perfect. Select. I like how minimal the interface is. That's really cool. So yeah, we have a number of species here who are going to be competing for stuff very soon. I don't know what that little was. So we're going to need some more food source. There we go. We don't have much in the way of life points at the moment. But I will put down some of this. We use nutrient points. Nutrient points and life points are different. I don't think I picked up on that in the tutorial. I'm sure it said it, but I'm a clown, so I didn't notice. So yes, we have lots of species. We just need to sort of wait for them to do something, I suppose. What are these ones? These are doing very well, aren't they? The Jarrods. No? Oh no, that's... I don't know what Jarrod is that his name? It's his name. They all have different names. He is an Anhaquil. Yes, they are doing very... The Anhaquils and the Quillars are doing very well. And the Buragars are doing okay. Oh, we have a new one. Monkos have just appeared out of nowhere. Predators need mating grounds. We have a population of 100, so we've got loads of points. Predators need mating... Oh, yes, of course, because... it was different mating grounds for different species, wasn't it? So we'll put this... up here. Is that going to cut into the grass a bit more there? Or does the grass stay? I think the grass stays. So now the grass is within the predator mating ground, which is definitely safe for the species that go to feed on that grass. So our species numbers are changing a little bit as we have species that become indefinitely a bit more dominant. So it's the same sort of species we had before. Garwars are doing okay. Oh, I like them. They're very cool. And they're gone. This is the last of... Oh no, there are 7. I misread that. Yeah, the Quillars are really smashing it. Look at their happy little faces. Look at his happy little face. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that adorable? 41 of them now. They are really going crazy. We don't have any more nutrient points, though. How did you get nutrient points? Did you get them from milestones? Yes, only if one of them establishes a foothold in your ecosystem. Seeing if there's any other sort of help menu or anything. So there's not much else we can do right now, apart from just wait for them to gain a foothold. Oh, hello. Anaquils have gained a foothold. Perfect. So we will give them the grass, and the barling have matured, so we'll give them the red seaweed. Now that should have given us a bunch of points, but it hasn't. Although is that not them gaining a foothold? That's just them maturing and ready to gain a foothold. Because we need some more of this red leaf, and this can support 40. Well, I guess we should go with... Oh, the Garwars. I mean, they come out of nowhere as well. And then, boom, here we go. Competing species all of a sudden. There's only 6 of them as well. Get on, Garwars. The Monkos have matured. We will give them the red leaf. We really need someone to gain a foothold, so I definitely wasted too many nutrient points. We've lost a species, haven't we, I think? I'm sure there were 6 just now. Well, unless this is the mist clip disappeared. The Anaquils look very numerous, but they're not compared to the Quillars. This is the Quillars, isn't it? Oh, that's the Garwar. Why does it say there are 9 Oh, they're the Monkos. Oh, the Monkos and the Garwars are relatively similar, aren't they? They are relatively similar. What's the actual difference? The Garwars have got fat taily bits. And tiny, tiny heads. That's the difference. Are any of these predator species? Grazes, hunts. Yes, the Quillars are a predator species. And we know the Monkos aren't. So we only have 1 predator species at the moment. I feel like maybe we need another one, right? We've got lots of life points, so let's pop over here. Yeah, I didn't seed very many, did I? Because they were, what are these other ones? Scavengers and crustaceans. Ooh, crustaceans could be very interesting. Well, that's 15 predators seeded. So let's wait for them to establish themselves. Hopefully the numbers of the herbivore fish stay relatively high to support the predator population. Shall we put down... That's what I wanted. Scavengers. Scavengers have probably been very useful. Filter feeders. They wouldn't need any actual food source, right? In theory. Does that mean I can't put them down there? It means I can't put them down there. So nursery spaces are limited specifically to certain species then, are they? And I do not have another nursery. So let's make a little nursery over here. Don't know why the brush size keeps going up. I don't know what I'm pressing to increase the brush size. Oh. A and D rather annoyingly increase the brush size. Oh, no, I've got that selected still. I don't want that. I want some nice dark rock. Or some red reefy stuff. There we go. So, filter feeders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, don't have enough plankton to eat. How do I get plankton? I have no idea. I might have just wasted that then. I don't know how I get plankton. There are no options. I was wondering if I could increase the speed of the scroll a little bit. Our seas are looking quite plentiful, aren't they? Very plentiful. There's lots of things around. The Quillars are still doing very good. The Tenmers look like they're the dominant predator species. 21 of those. And I'm assuming the longer they survive, the more efficient they would become. Because right now, obviously, some of these are a bit, you know, doesn't look like it's going to do very well at life, does he? A lot of these sort of twisted fish shapes going on. I'm guessing as the more they mature, the more specialised they become. Since we've made a bunch of filter feeders, but I think that may have been a wasted opportunity. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Is there a way? A little giving birth and dying and giving birth and dying. That really flies by, doesn't it? I've seen if there's a way of changing the nursery to a different thing. Doesn't look like there is. So we have scavengers and we have crustaceans we haven't made. Now I'm sure they will have their own issues and why they can't. That? So it said that's been made into a nursery. I don't know if it's just applying it to this over here. So if I wanted to make... Well, I can't do scavengers of crustaceans. I can't do scavengers of crustaceans. Okay. Okay. I don't know how I get plankton. Oh, I wanted to click on that. That looked very interesting, but it's just disappeared in front of my very eyes. How is everything... Oh, our species have changed significantly, look. So these things, these filter feeders, are doing okay by the look of it, but they haven't got enough plankton, so they're definitely not going to survive. And that's the charas. The numbers of everything else are struggling, really, aren't they? I think we may have hit a bit of an evolutionary dead end for everything. He's doing alright, though. Evelyn over there, she's doing great. These things look really cool. They are destined to fail, which is a shame, but I do quite like the look of them. Is that the same? Yeah, that's interesting. That's got a different pattern to it. How interesting. How interesting. So I'm guessing that's part of the evolutionary traits. It had like a genetic mutation which caused it to look different, and if it was successful, it'd pass that on to its offspring. Interesting stuff. Oh, hello. Here we have two barabocas, who are predators. And, I mean, they look like they're mating. I don't know if they just smashed into each other by accident. It's interesting we have two very distinct colours of the barabocas. And the tenements of these very weird. I don't know what these lines mean. Oh, it gave birth. Is that what that is? Maybe? Or it's competing with... no, it's hunting. No, that's another predator. Maybe we're supposed to it could hunt other predators, couldn't it? Predators can hunt predators. Yeah, so the charasses, these filter feeders have got quite high numbers, but as soon as they actually establish themselves, they'll be gone forever. Am I just really high up there? Where has it put me? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's really high up. What is this? Oh, hello. Oh, wow. Well, that is interesting. No idea what it means, obviously, but it's interesting. Oh, that's pointing... Oh, I see. I see. Kind of tempted to see whether I should start again. Definitely don't do the filter feeders because they're just wasted stuff. Obviously our herbivore species aren't doing very well at all. Still plenty of grass over there. It looks like it's being eaten. I think it's being eaten by this one thing here, maybe? Oh, the charasses are looking a little different there, aren't they? Yeah, yeah, so that one we saw that was a bit different. He's not done too bad, has he? There's a few of them around now. So the Tenmas are predators, the Barboccas are predators, the Dentai are predators, the Anaquils are grazers, aren't they? And another predator there with with this little thing. But we only have 2 of the Anaquils. He has 0 chance of survival and 0 children, and he has 0 chance of survival and 0 children. So, oh no, he's got a chance. All of a sudden, things are looking up for him. But he might struggle to get very far with that. What's the Barboccas? Are they looking bigger, or is that just me? Hello, size-based Barbocca. Huh. I'm gonna hit restart. How long have we been going? About half hour. Let's hit restart. We know what we're doing. Well, let's rephrase that. We don't know what we're doing. We haven't got a blooming clue, but we can skip the tutorial now. That's where we're at. So I'm just gonna dig a nursery out, I think. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger as well. Get a bit more interesting shaped than just a little bit of overhang there. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's do that. Nice. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You said 10. I'm going to stick with 10. Now we want some of this. So we want these things are going to need, these misks are going to need something to feed on. So let's put a whole bunch of this grass down. That's about half of our nutrient points that we've just spent on grass there. So we're going to leave that at that. Whilst we're waiting for those to do something, we're going to make another. We're going to make a mating ground, aren't we? That's what we're going to do for these guys, and we're going to put that right above their nursery, because that makes sense. Because then they can mate, and then they have babies in the nursery. Did that actually go down? No, it didn't. Because it hasn't got that selected? Because it hasn't got that selected. Right, let's try that again. There we go. Right, now we will dig out another one over here for the predators. I know I can make it a little bit bigger, but I don't really want to necessarily make it as in the brush size. That is what I was referring to. I don't necessarily want to make the brush size just immediately bigger. So just a bit of again, a slightly interesting shape. I don't want to just have like weird rectangles. So we'll do something like that. Lovely. And I'm not going to crate the predators just yet, because we want these guys to do something first, don't we? So what I am going to do is I'm going to make a dark rock wall between these guys. Lovely, lovely. I might just extend that over here a little bit. And then we're going to have the predator mating ground just here. Just a little bit more cut and dry, shall we say, than you would normally expect in a, real life situation. How are we doing? So we've got quite a few species competing. None of them doing amazingly. The Hadbaras are doing the best. And they're these, well, they're actually mating away by the look of it, aren't they? So what are these weird flatfish things? Interesting. So I want to get species established before I put down any predators. That's what I want to do. Oh, it looks like we're not going to do very well at all. No one's doing very well, are they? Why is everyone sucking so bad? No one's over 10. Is he swimming to me or is he just getting bigger? I think he's swimming to me. I mean, do I just put down more... Where did all my points go? Didn't I have like 300 left? Oh, genetic disease just popped up on that guy and he's gone. Look at that. Let's bring up that log. Giving birth and dying, giving birth and dying. Oh, hello. Hello, hold on. The Tulakos and the Aragars are absolutely flying. And yet somehow it's the Hadbaras that have matured. Why do we have red? That's confusing. Is it counting the food from... And the Skexos? So we'll have them on that as well. How many of those do I have? Hang on, what's going on here? The Teletros. Aragars, that's mine. That's mine, as in that's in this area. I think it's got confused a bit, and it's still counting the food sources from my previous game. Everything's maturing now. We're really going to have a problem with competing for food. Really going to have a problem. But everything's maturing, so let's pop down some predators in the predator nursery. Which was here, but it no longer says it's a nursery? Oh, because I'm not on the... There we go. Well, that isn't sharing a nursery with the foragers. That is very specifically their own nursery. Where is that joined up? There's a wall separating it. How did that become a... Alright, fine, fine. We shall make another one. Over here. That'll do. So I don't know if I got 10 down there, but it'll do. It'll do. So the species that have just specialised in... Oh, hello. The Teletros are looking very awesome. The species that are specialised in the red leaf are a bit screwed, really, aren't they? Because there isn't any. So I think what I might do is just put down some more of this. Oh, there's plankton. There's plankton. We may as well spend all of our points doing that to try and support the life that I do have. Then you can just place down some plankton. Obviously we can't now, but didn't think it would be in there. So here's our little batch of predators. Look at them, look. Looking adorable. Who have we got here? Claude, the Bokapar, which are on the menu. We have 8 of those. They're not doing too bad. Snooktar's also not doing too bad. Oh, he's doing terrible. He is almost certainly going to die. Look at him as well, look. He's cool. He's like a little snake. Oh, he's mating, is he? Is that what the green line is that shoots out? I was trying to use the little yellow arrow to navigate on the mini-map, but it doesn't quite point where... Like, it looks like it's pointing this way. But it's not. It's actually pointing this way. So that's slightly confusing. So we're getting some more life points from all the good things that are going on. These guys are doing great. These are the Aragars. They're doing great. There's loads of them. Everything else, not so much. Dead. Gone. An Iulawalu. His diet is red fang coral. There is none of it. So, I mean, does it say he's starving? No, it says he's mating. Somehow, he has a 0 chance of survival. That's because there's nervous food around, so I think that's just the game getting a little bit weird. This is only just a demo. I should probably also say the full game isn't actually available at the moment. It is just available in demo format, so you can download that on Steam. A lot of things seem to die from genetic disease, unless I'm just misreading that. Survive to the next season? Lots of things dying. I think we just lost a whole species. I think we lost a whole... Yeah, I think that... The numbers had dwindled so much the menu got confused. Yeah, the Ilawalus are all dying off because they got no food, so they are gone now. That species is extinct. Into some Hydrolar. What's a Hydrolar? Or is that this stuff? Yes, it is. Okay. Still not really got to the point where we're actually making any of those nutrient points, which is what we really need. So how the Bokapars are predators, they're doing okay, actually. The Snooktars, also predators. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Hello. You adorable little thing. Aragars are grazing and on the Hydrillia. Hydrillia. So yes, unsurprisingly, only the things which eat the Hydrillia are surviving. I don't know whether I have too many predators. Because we have 22 predators. And we have what, 8? We have 8 grazers. Against, and if you include the Snooktars, which are predators as well, against now 26 predators. That's too many. That is too many. That will cause a lot of problems. Interesting. So I think again we've had a bit of a brick wall here, haven't we? So when you only start off with 18 nutrient points, what am I doing that is so horrendously wrong? If I spend all of my nutrient points on the Hydrillia, is it because I put down too many predators? Are the predators just overwhelming the grazers? So some Aragars have laid some eggs after they ate some Hydrillia. You can see that the global log has crawled to a slow as well. Because so many things are dead. So Bokapar's just given birth. Oh, that's the last thing in their thing. Their survival in children is 0 for pretty much all of them because they've got nothing to eat. So the same for the Snooktars as well. Aragars, survival's looking okay. Only 1 Tulaco, so yeah, you might as well just die, get it over with. And then the Hadbaras, looking pretty good actually. 4 children. Oh, one of our species just died, that's why I got confused there. Aragars, not doing amazing. Not doing amazing. So, do we... You can even see his little teeth now. That's the first time I've seen the teeth in them. Where is he? Hello? Hello, mate. Is your fin up there, isn't it? Yeah. Weird creatures. Weird creatures, but I like them. I like them a lot. Too many of them, though. Definitely going to die out. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we're down to 4 species. 2 predators, of which there are 26, and now 5 grazers. Well, 2 species and 5 altogether. Not great numbers. He's looking like he might produce children, but only just. Bokapar died of genetic disease. Snooptars died. A couple more Snooptars have died, so there's only 1 Snooptar left, so well, they're gone. Yes, they had no food, so they are now gone. You would have thought the Hadbaras and the Aragars would be starting to thrive a little bit. The Bokapars are now dying out as well of old age. I'm surprised it's old age rather than like a lack of nutrient. There's some floating bits of rock there, like, didn't realise that before. Yes, we only have the Hadbaras and the Aragars. Now, you would have thought they would thrive. There are 5 of them, and they have this whole patch of Hydrillia to themselves. So do we just wait it out and see if our little buddies here make it? Or do we cut our losses? Do we just cut our losses? Yeah, what's that? 1.2 children, 1.6 children, so they're definitely gonna survive into the next season, did Anita. 5.5 children, 0 for that one, and only minus 0.4 for that one. Was that minus 0.4 or is it just 0.4? It's hard to, I don't know if they're red, because I've seen 0.2 be red and 0.4 be, I'm sure, green before. That guy is doing very little. Is this their like total, when they reach 1 in terms of age, is that it? Is that like a percentage sort of trigger? I don't have anyone over 1. This guy's 0.84, so if that's true, he's going to be dead relatively soon, unfortunately. This little Wilmer. Wilmer just laid a whole bunch of eggs, though. And Ophelia's just fertilized them, and they gave birth to Lamont. We actually have a little bit of growth. I want to stick on him, because I want to see if he dies when he reaches 1. He's doing very little. Oh my word, I'm so sorry. I just smashed my chair into the desk, trying to get a bit closer. Mainly so I can just lay down on my chair a bit more. Lays down, not lay down. That'd be very difficult to play. I think he's just had, he's had another child. He survived to the next season. Oh, okay. So I didn't see that there, but did that say 5 beforehand, I wonder? So this is tracking his percentage through this particular season. And he did all right. He did all right. So we have 7 Aragars now. I mean, I'm obviously I have all these points here where I can put other stuff down, but why? Why would you put other stuff down when they'll be competing for food? And I only get 80 points if they establish a foothold. Surely that menu that pops up is establishing a foothold. And how is that the only way to get nutrient points? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Well, specifically what doesn't make any sense is that I'm struggling so much to get them in the first place. I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking, should I just whack down some more foragers and see what happens? Then they're competing for food, but what do you do, right? What do you do? I need someone to actually establish a foothold. Otherwise I get no more nutrient points. And I only get 80. And this is only 80's worth, I think, isn't it? I might just be very bad at this, but it just doesn't seem like it's a lot, does it? We are 5 and 7 now. .5 on the children's scale, so he's going to be very productive. 2, 2, 5. I'm guessing anything over 1 basically means they will be producing a good deal of children. Lamont is not doing very well at all. Come on, Lamont. He must have got a bit of a genetic mutation or something, which has caused him to be useless in every way. Let's have a look at Lamont's neural chart. Yeah, I have no idea what any of this means. What am I looking at? I don't know. What's this button? Oh. So once they have matured, you can change their food type at will, which is interesting. You are Hadbara, you are, yes. So I suspect if we left them, they might be able to make it in the end. What are these guys doing over here? They are mating, I did wonder. What's that guy doing? Also mating. They're having a little threesome over there. Okay. He also has a 0% chance. Oh, that's Lamont. That's why. So he's trying to mate. He is that useless at surviving. He's trying to mate with nothing. Yeah, so these Aragars are getting quite well established now, aren't they? It's a shame you can't save your progress at all. Obviously, like I say, it is just an early demo. But I'm already wishing there was more, which I suppose is a good sign, isn't it? I was going to say, his tail doesn't look like his survival's going to be very good, and I was quite correct in that. Saying that, actually, a lot of them on 0 survival chance, so although it started looking good, maybe it's not going to end very well. Oh, no, here we go. Finally, a forager species has established a foothold in your ecosystem. I don't know who. I'm assuming the Aragars. So now we have 80 nutrient points. Okay. Okay. So, do we go with plankton? Try something different and get some filter feeders? Do we go with a standard food source? Let's try the plankton. Let's try the plankton. Does mean we're going to need to build... I know that all the predators are dead, but does this still count as a predator nest over here? No, it now counts as a forager nest. Oh no, we knew that, didn't we? It was... Where did I make it? Here. Yeah, that now counts as a predator nursery. So I'd have to make another nursery. But that's obviously completely fine. We can do that. Yeah, let's go with some foragers. So let's raise some terrain. We'll use the standard rock here. Now this is already counting as an existing... Yeah, still counting as the forager nursery. It's extended from all the way over there, look. That's mildly frustrating. That's the edge of the map. How far are we going to have to go? There we go. There we go. Right. And then let's get some filter feeders down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then let's get some plankton down, which we'll put here. And we'll do a full 80s worth of plankton, like we did with the Hydrilia. And we'll see if some of these filter feeders cannot get themselves established as well, shall we? And we need filter feeder mating grounds. Of course we do. Of course we do. There it is. And then filter feeders, and we'll put that... That is filter feeder, isn't it? Yes. Pop that down there. And we'll see what comes out of that. I've got some very weird looking things straight away, don't we? Oop, wrong one. All these corduroys. Well, quite like these little fluffy flying things. Arrayaroos. Oops. So how are our regards up to 37. Hadbarras are not looking good. But the Arragars are looking quite spectacular. They've really settled themselves in there, which is lovely to see. Now it is approaching the hour mark, but I'm sure much to my wife's annoyance, I'm going to carry on for a little bit. So I want to try and see... And we're going to have the same problem here, aren't we? Where I'm going to call this a quick look and people are going to go, not very bloody quick, mate. Which is a legitimate point to make. Is that just a random piece of plankton I managed to put all the way over there? No, it's not. What are you? What are you? I don't know. So immediately those Arrayaroos have established themselves as one of the or pretty much the primary filter feeder, I should say. Not one of they are the primary filter feeder. We have one corduroy. Who is not looking very good. Not looking very good. And we have one Misk. A Mollusnook. Also not looking very good. So it pretty looks like the Arrayaroos are going to be the ones which establish themselves as the only filter feeder, it seems. But that's fine, because we only have 80 nutritional points worth of plankton. And then how much of a population, an established population, do you need before we can start introducing predators? Because there are about 70 odd creatures around at the moment. But we'd want to be in a position where we have 50 predators and they're hunting all the grazers again, do we? Is this new? Has he developed a different type of fin? Yeah, they look a little bit more, not as long, and it hasn't worked out for him. It's not worked out very well for him at all. He's going to have to die off and give someone else a chance, I think. And that Arragar is all different again, isn't he? He only has one fin. looks like there are a few of those with only one. Oh, it looks in fact most of them have got one fin. I was looking at that guy as my baseline, but no, he's also a genetic modification. What's this? A Hadbur. I thought they all died out, to be honest. Didn't realize we still had one Hadbur left. It says he's got 0.8 children, which I assume means he's close to producing a child, but he's the only one, so I don't know if that's going to work very well. The Arabians are actually eating the plankton, which is lovely, obviously. Hopefully we have enough plankton to sustain them, and I assume the plankton also grows back. That they won't just eat all the plankton, and that it's not something that you're expected to do as a later game thing, and you have to constantly replenish it from your supply. Then how would you... What are you? You're in a Rayru. You're looking a little different, mate. I think it might just be the angle you're swimming at. We've got all of these life points though, but I just don't know whether I should be doing anything with them or not. See, the Aragar numbers are going down now, and I don't know why. Down to 15 of them. Dying of old age, but... yeah, I'm not sure why they're all dying of old age. Why are they all suddenly struggling to have children? So that plankton has all gone. Doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon, does it? No, 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 no. Well, I think someone just ate some plankton, so it came from somewhere. That's why they're all crowded in that corner over there, I guess, because that was the last place that plankton existed. So it looks like we may have again hit a bit of a brick wall here. The Aragar number has gone up a little bit, but not much. The Arayrus are doing okay. Oh, no, the plankton does come back. Okay, well that's good. A little concerned about that for a little while. So do you not have to, because they only have one food source, because they're a grazer, do you not have to have that bit where you like, you know, the leaf bit? Do you not have to do this where they've matured? They just are. They just float around and they eat and they die, and that's it. Which means that all scavenger species, no. Filter feeder, that's what I'm looking for. All filter feeder species are going to be competing for the same prime piece of real estate for the food, aren't they? Are you one? Who are you? Evie. Evie, mate, you have messed up the genetic lottery there. What is going on with you, Evie? What is this? What is this doing? What is that going to achieve for you? Oh my word, it's a mating frenzy. So should you have your mating... like, should I put the plankton like all down here perhaps? Was it foolish to have it sort of spread out in this line? Should it all be really clustered together so I don't have to go very far? Aragon numbers are dropping again down to 40. In fact, the Arabian numbers are dropping as well. Huh. Huh. Interesting. So in my head, I was like, well, there's the tutorial. The tutorial told you to do this. That's always like a guaranteed way of starting. Are these eggs? Is that what this is? Laid an egg, laid an egg, laid an egg. These are eggs. Oh. What are you? You're a little baby Aragar. Well, you're not, because you're 11. That's an array. What are you doing up there, mate? Yes, our Aragar numbers are starting to go up a little bit. I don't know how much this can support. And I don't know how long the array would take to become an established species. He's trying something a bit different there, look. He's trying to grow a little top fin. He's trying to see what being purple leads to. Is that the other side of the array reefs? It's kind of cool. I like that. Anyway then, about time I wrapped that up, I guess. Really interesting. Obviously, it's early stages. I don't know if it's classed as an alpha or a beta. But obviously, it's very early on in the development. And this demo has been out for some time as well, so this probably isn't an accurate snapshot of where the game is now. Like I say, if you check out the Slug Disco, or more specifically the Ecosystem Twitter page, you can see all sorts of weird and wonderful things that have managed to evolve over the course of their play sessions. Really interested to see where this game goes with this. Because it seems quite hard to really get established, and you don't want to be in a position where, like, you put down some hydrillia, you pop down some foragers, and then you wait 4 hours for 1 or 2 species to become established. The nutrients points seem to be certainly my biggest weakness, where I really struggle to get any of them. Without the nutrient points, you can't put down more fauna, and without the you can't put down more flora. Without the flora, you can't get more fauna. Without the more fauna, you can't get the predator fauna. And how many foragers and herbivores do you need until you can get the predators established? Yeah, interesting. Obviously, it's a lot to try and take in within 1 hour session, but yeah, really interested to see where this goes. Something I'll definitely be keeping an eye on going forward. Hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, do click the like button. That'd be hugely appreciated. Comment, subscribe, all those good things. Still haven't been streaming recently, as you all know I had a little baby, so streaming hasn't quite returned to the channel yet. It was soon as I can, I'll be getting back into streaming. Not this week, because it's Wednesday tomorrow. It's Wednesday tomorrow, yeah, so maybe next week we'll look at doing something. We'll see. Absolutely no promises there at all, I'm afraid. As you've noticed, I'm struggling to keep up with the videos on the channel as it is, let alone trying to squeeze a stream in a week as well, but we'll see how it goes. What is this green arrow pointing to? This is the last thing I'm going to do. What is this green arrow down here pointing to? Oh, because I've got someone selected. Didn't even realise. Fair enough. So, hopefully I will see you back when I return to streaming, or I'll see you next time in some magical adventure. Whether that's Ecosystem, Beetle Uprising, Empires of the Undergrowth, or some magical VR adventure. And as always, thank you very much for joining me.